This is I'm the Cat Man. Get it at awtfy.com. That's awtfy.com/cat.
Sniff for this good ass shit.
You hear that song, he goes, I'm the Cat Man. Biddy-bum-bum-biddy-bop. And then he steals your thing and then runs away.
I'm the cat man.
I'm the Cat Man.
Is that you?
I'm the Cat Man. I'm the Cat Man. Cat Man. Cat Man. I'm the Cat Man. Big, strong hands. Oh, shit.
Boy, it's the Cat Man. I got big, strong hands. Big, strong hands. I'm the Cat Man. How do you have to? Please don't kill me with that pillow. There's no weapon that is passive weapon. I pass this accord. I'm broken, be broken. Big, strong shirt. Almost.
Go ahead.
Please apply your black shoe polish and your belt shoes as you prowl the streets with your big strong hands.
America, you've never seen a pinky like this one. The 7 scales of justice are coming for you.
I'm the Cat Man. I'm the Cat Man.
I'm the cat man.
Cat Man. I'm the Cat Man. Oh, goddamn! Stephen Cogswell, national treasure! Destroying it with his big, strong cats. Hello, you beautiful demon hordes of the internet. It is Tuesday night, and that means it has got to be go time for Night Attack. I'm Brian Brushwood, live in Austin, Texas. I'm fired up about my new favorite show, and it's hosted by one J.R.Y. Justin Robert Young. You tore your body asunder and made 2 copies of yourself. How'd you do that? What do you pay the other version of yourself?
Yeah. Real quick, for those of you who listen to the Jury Show, or at any point listen to the Jury Show, understand that now the Jury Show is daily. I'm doing it 4 days a week, and there'll be a thing on Friday. We're figuring out what the thing on Friday is. But 4 20-minute episodes a week, one Monday through Thursday, and today's featured Brian Brushwood.
Yeah, so I think I love your new show, and I think I love calling in on your new show, and I think I'm going to call in as often as you'll have me. So I mentioned this as soon as we wrapped up, is 8-9 years ago, I was being bad so that I could become good, learning how to talk onto a mic live in front of people with the BB Live show, and then you showed up, 3rd or 4th episode, and then you said, any time you go live, I will always be there, and you were. And then we went through multiple shows, and we went independent, and the rest is history. But I feel like now the roles are reversed. You're doing something else, and now I have the opportunity to chime in for just 10 minutes, run my dumb, stupid mouth off on whatever it is you're talking about, and I don't have to be camera presentable. I don't have to have it on my schedule. I could be in the middle of, working on the new property, swapping locks, and it was a blast to call in and do that. Dude, I loved it.
Yeah, it was so fun, and that's kind of the idea is that I'm bad about booking guests. I'm even worse about booking guests that I don't know. And in general, it's always like, it's one of those things where I'd almost rather be, this is why I'm bad at my career. I'd rather be friends with everybody than to be like the guys like, hey, real quick, I got a favor I need to ask of you, right? Even though this is the game and everybody knows it, and this is all in my head. However, if it's a 15-minute show, 15 to 20 minutes, I know, and it's only on the phone, I feel comfortable asking literally everybody I've ever met, and most everybody I haven't, to do that. And Brian was the first test case of it, and it went awesome. And I'm super proud of the episode, and I'm excited where the podcast is going. So when Brian mentioned it's being split in 2, what he was referring to is that I had one patreon.com/jury, the 2 shows that were a part of that were kind of straining at where that could go, are now two separate things. So if you like Jury Daily and you want to support it, it is payjurydaily.com. If you like politics and you want to support politics, then it is takepoliticsseriously.com, or that's just the regular patreon.com/jury. The politics thing was really what people wound up paying paywall content for.
Sure.
So that inherited the old Patreon.
I think what I love about it is that, and again, this is all assuming you'll have me. This is all assuming that I have another invite
You will always
join
have an
you.
invite. I mean, like the question that now I need to figure out is exactly how many times I want to have on guests. But I'll tell you what, as much as I want to have it, you are always welcome.
Okay. Well, today you got me thinking, and you picked the right thing to get my noodle cooking. We talked all too briefly. If there's one flaw, it's that your 15-minute daily show is not a 3.5-hour daily show that is just you and me.
It's almost as if that thing, God, I've never really felt it in my career. Leave them wanting more.
Oh,
yeah, that's
got
it. Like any sense of anticipation. Because if there's one thing about my career is by the time everybody hangs up, they're like, I'm good. Not another minute more. In fact, I probably quit halfway through.
Yeah, man. So, you picked the right topic to get me in. Bonnie, have you heard about this? The hot new trend on the Twitter. It caused me to get a little bit upset, and I tweeted a thing, and I was honored.
I saw that.
I was honored that Justin retweeted it, which I don't know if that was an implicit endorsement or a look at this train wreck in progress of Brian.
I mean, we were talking about it earlier.
Look,
Yeah.
I'm talking around.
You know,
it,
that thing
but,
Justin does to you all the time.
Yes.
Yeah, you're talking about people dredging up things that you might have posted in the past
stuff that
out of
didn't age well.
context. And then, well, I think the out of context, too, is pretty important. Like,
It is. All right, here.
Yeah.
Real quick, let's set up the news story, and then we can kind of parse it. So on Friday, since we last spoke, Night Attack listeners, we have been huge fans of James Gunn. James Gunn showed up to our Dragon Con party one year. We've obviously been close with Michael Rooker, and before that, Joaquin Biagio. We have had a connection to James Gunn for a while. We've been fans of Guardians of the Galaxy. Bonnie.
yeah, like, that was like one of the best movies was directed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. You did good
Okay.
stuff.
I kept trying, James Gunn.
Yeah.
Oh, you
And
didn't
then-
even know who James Gunn was.
Well,
got it.
I
He
recognized,
did
but I
Guardians
couldn't
and
figure it
Guardians
out.
too.
Oh, and
Yeah.
it was such a good one.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen any good ones in a while.
So he got fired on
Yeah.
Friday from Guardians of the Galaxy 3 because there were old tweets that had since been deleted from anywhere between 6 and 10 years ago that were very offensive jokes. I think the best way to describe them would be very offensive jokes. Jokes about pedophilia, jokes about rape, jokes about AIDS, all the things that you would look and say, oh my God, why would you say that? That's offensive.
Yes.
Now the reason, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I did see somebody in my feed had retweeted his response. He's like, hey, I used to be about.
That's not who I am anymore.
Yeah, he goes, when I didn't have anything, I was like on the peripheral and I made all these jokes because that's who I was. I was punching up.
So, all right. So real quick, let me just get to this setup because I think that there's things that I do want to talk about. And there's things that I don't want to talk about. And Dan, this happened to Dan Harmon on Monday with an old movie that he made.
Bonnie doesn't know about this. This is
I
new.
saw it.
Oh,
I
you
saw
did?
it in my Twitter feed again about him, and he was like super classy. He's like.
Well, I
wait,
mean, I think
was
at that
he?
point you
No,
are
he
into
deleted
corporate
his
level
entire
appeal.
Twitter account.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
He and Adult
wait.
Swim put out a statement, though.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah,
that's
no,
what she's
okay, but I saw the
referring to.
statement and I thought it was kind of he was just like, "Hey, I apologized for it at the time because I realized it was probably not great." And then
All right. Wait.
So
Justin
both-
has the best take on this. Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
both of these things happened, and this is not conspiracy. This is it is all verifiable and proven. This was found by 4chan specifically the / poll board, that is very pro-Trump and is angry that Roseanne Barr got fired and that there have been advertising brigades against conservative voices by Sleeping Giants and various other organizations. So they want to now start executing hostages on their side because they feel that their hostages are being executed on the other side. And so this is not really about people saying, oh, I'm very offended by what these people are doing. I'm sure that that is a conversation that is being had, and that's the conversation that I actually do want to have on this show because I think it's the more interesting one.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But make no mistake, James Gunn and Dan Harmon have talked wild shit about President Trump. There are people that really support President Trump that want to prove that liberals doing this is bad, and the only way they'll learn is if they are shown that this can happen to them as well.
Which,
so,
by the way, is in algorithmic theory called tit for tat. It's a very strong algorithm. It says for every one of yours we respond in kind, but unfortunately tit for tat is based on a 1-for-1 thing, and they're not adopting a tit for tat. It's they're doing tit for rat-a-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat. That seems to be the response.
well, and in their mind, look, this has been something that they've put up with forever. And so now they will know the taste of our pain.
Yeah. You know what, though? I had a side jag thinking about these as I saw it come up on my Twitter feed, and I didn't read everything. But, okay, this is my mom's experience. Is somebody gave us, like, these really old Casper videos. Like
Casper the Friendly Ghost.
Casper the Friendly Ghost. And at some...
Casper the friendly spirit of a child who was murdered.
Right. Also,
and lives on.
Also, like, it was either this or it was like, I'm pretty sure it was this one and not like Popeye, but it might have been Popeye, but I'm pretty sure it was.
Was it
Casper the Friendly
racist?
Joke.
Because if it was racist, it was probably Popeye.
No, I think it was this one because of the ghost thing. Is the Casper the Friendly Ghost like I think the guy goes off screen and you hear a gunshot and then you see his ghost.
Yeah,
like he
yeah.
definitely like
They
commits
made
suicide.
light of suicide. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like,
there's a lot of those.
I'm like, you know what? I'm kind of glad this was so old and like that would never pass muster anymore. And then I kind of think about 6 years ago, the tweets that were okay. Like,
Wouldn't pass muster today.
It doesn't,
right?
Although I don't like being afraid as a comedian to make jokes, but on the other hand, there are some jokes that maybe don't have. Like, do we really need to imply suicide on a children's cartoon? That's really not great.
Never get caught up in the specifics is my take. And Justin has the more nuanced take on this, but I will say that in general, I try not to wade into these waters. I certainly, regardless of, the Roseanne thing was the thing that happened, but I was not Roseanne, so I said nothing. And then the James Gunn thing happened, and the James Gunn thing was close enough to home that I very obliquely chimed in. In the abstract, I tweeted out saying, hey, when you are a young, tiny, powerless artist, one of the very few handles you have to pull, one of the very few levers you could pull is to say or do something transgressive. Later, when it turns out that you're big and powerful and successful, that could be a bad look. I don't know that demonizing the move, whether or not, sometimes you could be transgressive and it could be forward thinking and ahead of your time and you could be right and everyone later on acknowledges it. Other times you could be transgressive and it yields nothing and it's like, oh, geez, you really said that. Whoopsie. But I don't know that demonizing the move helps the arts or is even an ethical thing to do. And that's why I spoke in the abstract about it. But then, this shit came way close to home when I found out that Dan Harmon full-on deleted his entire Twitter account. Mm-hmm. Also, fun fact, Jason Murphy has deleted his Twitter account. He's out.
Yes.
He's out. Yes.
He's done with Twitter?
And here's the part that breaks my heart.
Though
I didn't know that.
I not for the same for like putting these thoughts together makes it seem like it's for the same reasons.
Give or take, because I mean, I believe maybe it is for the same reason. I mean, obviously, Jason Murphy doesn't have a multi-million-dollar 70-episode contract with Adult Swim, but I do know that Jason Murphy did not find it fun, the type of interactions that he was having on Twitter, and that in general, he found it to be a liability that he didn't want to have out there. And the calculus boils down to the safest move for both Dan Harmon and for Jason Murphy is to just nuke the whole thing and peace out.
I also think that the Dan Harmon thing might have come, not to say that he was ordered by anybody to do it, but when you're getting calls from Turner Corporate about this brewing PR disaster,
Sure.
that's an easy a switch to flip, and probably a switch that Roseanne should have flipped when she got her new show. Just when you understand that you are prone to be tweeting things that maybe you should not be, the only winning move is to not play. All right, let me highlight something, because he is bringing it up repeatedly in the chat, and that is OhDoctah, our dear friend, who's very much on the other side of this, and
really?
is of the side that pedo jokes are pedo jokes are pedo jokes are pedo jokes. You make a pedo joke, doesn't matter when you said it, doesn't matter where you said it, doesn't matter if you deleted it, doesn't matter if it is good or bad ultimately, whether or not you are Gandhi or Hitler. You made a pedo joke and you need to pay for it. Some crime. That there is some debt to be paid for making that joke. In his estimation on Twitter, Gunn, and I would assume Harmon as well, since his joke was pedophilia as well, they might as well have said the N-word. It would have been better off for him if he had said the N-word.
Well, and this is an unfair thing, and maybe we should open up the phone lines and have OhDoctah come in and represent his side. But I'll tell you this much. To me, the only factor that matters is whether or not you believe, if somebody uses the N-word and you believe they have hate in their heart, then that matters. But if they use the N-word and they don't have hate in their heart, or they feel ownership of that word or whatever, then it's a different story. And I would say when it comes to pedophilia, specifically...
Well, I mean, real quick to that, let's understand, if you say the N-word right now, it doesn't matter whether or not OhDoctah jumps through the screen and hugs you afterward and says, "Oh, my brother, I love you." Or if all of Black America solemnly turns away, it's going to have consequences for you.
Sure. But I guess the part that breaks my heart is, and I have not seen it, and by your account, Justin, it's not a good look, but
it's bad. Oh no, the Harmon video is bad.
Well, as you know, I am a big defender of the right to be bad and the right to be bad so that you can become good. And that's all I'm going to say is in general, I don't like it when we shame people into not even trying for fear of being bad because it might look bad later.
Yeah, I feel like comedy has a place of bringing things to light. Like, there's a way to do it, and then sometimes people fail. But to... It's like in Harry Potter when nobody would call Voldemort by his name.
Yeah.
You know, like,
it gave him power.
Yeah, it gives it power.
Yeah.
So just ignoring issues and not giving it a name and not like saying, "Hey, there's something so heinous, we're going to make it the butt of our joke," you know? It's like it gives it some power somehow, or like some secrecy still, because it's not
and by the way, if we can open up the line and get word to OhDoctah, if you're in a position to call in, please do, because I do want to include your voice on this, and I hope I didn't misrepresent.
But I never did hear Justin's take on it. That was
yeah.
So what was the take from earlier?
If you could summarize your premiere episode of Jury today.
I kind of forgot my take. What was my take again?
I mean, basically, I think what I said was, in general, I feel like I'm uncomfortable with that move. Like, let's focus on the move. Is that a fair move? That think of how many artists might really want to make some noise. But if we say, oh, the results of that are that eventually we'll figure out. Oh, I mentioned that people are like, oh, no, you said a thing. And I think I brought up _funk, who on Twitter mentioned, it's strange to me that we all want people to evolve and get better, and yet we shame them for things that they said long ago. And I think that's the best take, is you can't have it both ways. Either like the idea of people getting better, or everybody's the same, and if you said something 10 years ago, then you're a terrible person.
So let's understand that the reason why this is happening now is, again, this is about politics. We are litigating the 2016 election, or relitigating it depending on your perspective. That's why these guys, this was dredged up. That's why this was publicized. That's why either Dan Harmon had to do other stuff and James Gunn got fired. That's why that happened, and that is really not up for debate. This was a retaliatory action toward those guys. Now, if we want to have a conversation about this kind of stuff, then look, 6 to 10 years ago, comedy was in a very different place. Twitter was in a very different place. So in Gunn's case, Twitter was 6-7 years ago, was far closer to a conversation amongst cool friends at the cool party.
It was more like a chat room. It was more like IRC, where you could say and do outrageous stuff and there were no consequences.
Yeah, and less like the Holy Bible, which is what it is now. And that's not to excuse anything, but I do think that context matters on some level. And if the point that we want to draw here as realistic people who care about this kind of stuff and care about each other is to say, never a pedo joke, ever. Anything that ever refers to pedophilia ever is crossing a line for me, right? We are only speaking for ourselves. It is crossing a line for me, and I will never look at anybody who makes a joke like that the same way again. Then, okay, that's not how I understood the realm of comedy at that period. I've certainly heard plenty of people make Catholic priest jokes or Joe Paterno jokes, or Jerry Sandusky jokes in my time. It seems weird to me that we're going to draw our line there politically when Milo Yiannopoulos was run out of his book deal because he made a flippant joke about his own past molestation experiences. That seemed fucked up to me. This seems fucked up to me. So I mean, if that's where we want to draw the line here, and that's been in your heart forever, then okay, I'm willing to hear about it. For me, the context of the time matters, though, and that's my hot take.
Well, if only we had live on the line Owen JJ Stone, a.k.a. OhDoctah, our racial liaison of 10 years and counting. How you doing, Owen?
Great. Can you hear me?
Yeah, sure can.
Yeah.
I'm good, dude. Like, see, now you went, Justin, into a whole litany of things where, again, first things first. Is Gunn a comedian?
Steph Curry is the best player in the NBA. True or false?
1,000% true, because I don't really care about the Warriors right now. It's not basketball, so you're not going to get me angry and try and trick me up and have me up in here talk about white people.
In
a crazed rage.
Distract. It was ineffective.
Yeah, it was very ineffective. I know your games, you sea Jew. Oh, he said sea Jew. He's making fun of Jews at sea. See, there's a difference in what you said. Was Gunn ever a comedian?
Yeah. No, he did that whole series of PG porn where he's not only a comedian but also a satirist. He did that series of videos called PG porn where he hired porn actors and they never showed boobies or butts or anything or any
It
sex
was
acts.
very stereotypical, like the pizza man has pizza porn setups.
Right, but then it ended in like, decapitations and murders and all that stuff. The satire, of course, being like, apparently this is okay, America, but God forbid we see a naked breast.
So in this day and age, like Chappelle Show, like somebody earlier was yelling about Trevor Noah had said something about Aborigine women and like, oh, he's being racist. I'm like, it's a comedy special. People make fun of black people, Asians, white. It's stand-up comedy. You got to get over it. Like, you couldn't watch Chappelle Show nowadays without people losing their minds when he went against every single possible stereotype ever and made fun of it. But I draw the line on all that when it comes to children. And that's when it wasn't one tweet, it wasn't two, it wasn't three, it was like 10, 12. Like, come on, bro, this is in your mind. And I personally just don't find that funny. You want to make fun of me being a fat black dude, balding, whatever, and black people don't read books, and Asian people are nerds, and all they do is study, and white people, like, all that stuff is cool. They're adults. They can handle that. They got to deal with that. They got to compress that all they want to. Once you start making fun of children and it's not about fat Tommy not playing softball because he can't run, it's a problem. You can't joke about touching children and have it not make... You can't go to jail. You can go to jail and murder your neighbor, your dog, anything you want. What you can't do is rape somebody's mom and mess with children. Because if you do that, even in jail, even with the scummiest of the scum of the scum, they going to mess you up. Oh, you in here mess with children? Oh, go see Bubba down the street. Cell block 3, he gonna meet you every night and make you wish that you never touched anybody in your lifetime. It's just a societal thing about pedophilia, and I just can't defend it on any ground level, period. And I hear what you're saying, but he was a 40-year-old man, and it was repeated. It wasn't like it was one or three. Like I said, it was a multiple thing. I understand we got to defend the crazy stuff we say, because Lord knows if they do half the stuff y'all said, they wouldn't even let us be talking to each other right now. They probably put us in individual cells and say, you three could never be friends again. But like you said, context, how we relate to each other. I know it's in your heart when you say something or when I say something, and you have a history of how you do things. So again, when you're in that time period and you let off a history of pedophilia jokes, people are going to judge you a certain way when you work for Disney. It's not like he was...
Okay, so how do you feel about this
Disney
angle?
Judged him a certain way when they gave him the job.
Yeah, this is the part that I really want to hear your take on. Understand that Disney was well aware of all of this stuff. When they hired him, they knew he was a wild card that was bringing in the same type of energy that created all these quotes or these tweets was what they wanted to give a chance of life to this outrageous idea for Guardians of the Galaxy. It turned out to be a wild success. They harvested the billions of dollars, and then they did a sequel, and they harvested the billions of dollars. And then the moment some alt-right group makes a project out of trying to ruin his life by dredging up some old stuff, what does Disney do? They weaponize and legitimize this tactic by firing him, saying, thanks for the billions. Our hands are clean. Good luck. We wish you the best in your future endeavors.
Hey, sorry, buddy. Go ahead. Schedule's up for next week. Oh, you don't have any shifts? Huh. Well, I guess we'll give you a call when we need you.
Is that what you're defending? Is that what you're cool with, Owen?
So again, it's if we weren't talking about children and Disney, and so it gets weaponized, right? And Disney took the money and they let him have the job. They said, hey, we know you're a freak, but you kept it in the closet. As long as it's in the closet, it's cool. But once it gets out, no matter how it gets out, once Disney sees that mothers and women of children that they take to see their films to pay the billions of dollars because they're comic book movies for children, no matter how much you guys sit in the booth and googly goggly drool all over it, they're kids' comic book movies. Yes, Disney says, oh, well, we got to cut it loose now because people know, and moms are not going to come see the next film. They're going to be boycotting. It's going to be a big, huge project. So, yeah, they're cutting their bottom line. That's the American way. I fully understand it, even though that part I don't agree with it. But what are you supposed to do when somebody finds out that the dude that's making the movies for your children is making a whole bunch of pedo jokes? What are you supposed to do? Defend them? How? Defend them for me. How does Disney do it? What are they supposed to do?
Or defend James Gunn?
How's Disney supposed to defend him? Like, what are they supposed to say? Yeah, we knew he did that. It was in his past, and we think he's better.
No, there were awful jokes forever ago. He deleted them a long time ago because he was ashamed of them and judge him by the work that he does for our company.
Yeah, I think this is one of the weird things is that people really love to look at stuff that happened in the past and try to ascribe direction or meaning or intent to it after the fact. And then meanwhile, the actual human being is there. So if the question is, how does James Gunn feel about pedophilia? Good news, we have James Gunn live on the line, and you can ask him what he thinks of pedophilia, and he'll tell you his genuine response. And my guess is it would be some version of, I think I'm against it, and I think that it's such a live wire that that's why I made jokes about it, was because it caused people to react crazy. And that's what I did back when I was powerless. But now that I'm powerful, I understand that I shouldn't do that anymore. And that is why I don't.
And I think he saw the road to redemption to become powerful. I think he changed as a person and he became more powerful because of it, which it would seem to me to be a good lesson for folks who think who shout the N-word on Fortnite, that, hey, look, this kind of stuff does not make you real money and get you influence. Creating crazy stories and great worlds that millions and millions of people will connect with do. That would seem to me to be a good lesson. But again, Owen, what I want to drill back to is just, and I don't want to criticize it. I just want to understand it. The unforgivable nature of that kind of joke. Because prior to you, I was surprised when we went back and forth on Twitter on Friday, not because I think that you have a passionate opinion on it, but rather that there seemed to be an element of our culture, if even just in Catholic priest jokes and Sandusky jokes, that this is something that people do, and it is understood to be transgressive, and it is understood increasingly to be disgusting, but it is a thing that has happened.
By the way, now is a really good time to remind everybody that we have a decades-long friendship. Everybody here in this room has a decades-long friendship,
if you don't know.
And nothing is weird. Like this is a privilege of being best buddies with everybody here in the room, is that we get to have these weird conversations.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
It sounds like Owen has read all the tweets that he got fired about.
Yeah. So for him, no, and that's an intentional move on my part, because I would prefer to approach this in the abstract.
I have not read all the tweets.
You guys read the tweets right now.
Nope.
And Owen and I will talk and we'll see. Well, then Bonnie read the tweets.
I tried to find them, but they were really vague.
It turns out they were deleted because it's almost like the fucker was ashamed of them and deleted them.
They're up there.
Well, but like everything that's flooded at the top. I just spent like 5 minutes looking for it while you guys were talking. And
there's an article from like The Verge or somebody that has all the tweets. CNN has them like all blocked up on the thing. So yes, if you haven't read the tweets, then you don't know how it triggers you to feel when you have a daughter and I have children, and when I read the things that I read, how it made me feel. Now, to just generally explain what I'm saying, a baseball player who's 26 years old had tweets when he was 17 about the N-word, right? Now, this guy grew up in whatever little backwater town. His dad, his grandfather might have been a racist. Maybe he grew up under influence of that, and he's saying the N-word in songs. And then he gets up and he goes and plays baseball. And then he meets Dominicans. He meets black guys. He meets Spanish guys. And over the culture of the 8 years of him being in the minors and the AAA in the league, he realizes, oh, wow, these people are people and everybody's people. I can see his progression to say, hey, I learned from my mistakes and my upbringing. I don't feel that way anymore. That was the wrong way of thinking. I'm sorry. I can get to that. When the guys in the clubhouse are sitting there with him every day and saying, hey, he doesn't treat us any different. He still hangs out with us. He goes out with us to school. Now, when you're 40 years old and you talk about the pedo stuff, I'm thinking, if you're already 40 and you're still just talking about that at that length, I don't really know if that's going to change your mindset. What changed your mindset? Working for Disney? Like 10 years changed your mindset. The other sports,
Okay. So here, let me zero in on this then. So you think that this is an inherent thing? Nobody makes those jokes unless they are in some way fixated on pedophilia in a way that shows a permanent revelation of their character at 40 years old.
the way that he made the jokes. The other thing that you guys keep referencing when you're not reading the tweets is, oh, you make a joke.
I read the tweets. I read all the tweets.
Okay.
But when you talk about, making jokes about a Catholic priest or Sandusky, those things focus on the abuser, not so much through the angle of the child in the joke. And that's, again, where I'm reading the things, and it felt really uncomfortable to me because the angle was different. You're making fun of, pastor, preacher, whatever, John, and getting sent back to the whatever. Okay, I can focus on that guy as an adult being a scumbag. When it's like through children, I just feel a certain way. And again, Brian, if you didn't read them, then you didn't get triggered to feel that way.
Yeah,
it is a trigger.
I've read them now, and because Bryce has thrown them up on the screen. But I think my opinion remains unchanged as whether they should not be judged on the merits of the quality of whether or not they stuck the landing of comedy, whether or not they resonated with whatever people. What disturbs me is the demonization of his attempts to be transgressive. He was successfully transgressive, and that was the entire joke. And I read all of these, and here's a question. What if you found out that he was molested, and this is him working his way out of it? Would that change anything for you?
Maybe, depends on how he tells it.
So what right have you to demand to know his backstory and reason for why he said those things?
I didn't demand or request his background. You just offered that up as a solution for me. I didn't ask for it. I never requested it. I don't really personally care. I'm just going by the way that I feel. And that's my right as an American citizen.
Sure. No,
and let me tell you
that's fair
something else. Bottom line, at the end of the day, when you're making a lot of money for somebody, Chris Brown beat his girlfriend, who happened to be one of the biggest mega stars in the world, and he still has a great career. Oh, he was messed up for like a year or so when he had to deal with the backlash of hitting a woman. But he's still out there dancing and moonwalking and doing backflips and selling
he's
millions
back
of
in
records.
trouble, isn't he? Didn't he just get arrested, Chris Brown?
Again, he keeps getting arrested all the time. But I'm saying, when you're good and you're talented, they will overlook it the same way Disney overlooked it in the first place to give him the job. So I don't feel like he's going to just disappear into the ether of life. But at this moment, what right do I have to judge? That's the American way, and that's why we have shows, so we got to fill the air at the time to talk about something. And you feel one way, and I feel the other way. America.
And we'll be back right after this.
Hey, Owen JJ Stone, what do you got to promote, man?
Nothing. Just follow me on Twitter and Instagram. I'm out here doing things, doing shows, not as important as you guys.
OhDoctah.
special.
OhDoctah.
What are you? What are you tweeting about?
Nothing important. I'm usually just yelling at Justin.
Whatever you do, don't read my old
lighting
tweets.
me on fire on Twitter and fucking getting all up in my at replies, arguing with people that argue with me.
Let me tell you something. I'm tweeting about white people calling the phone on black people at grocery stores, the bar, the sidewalk. Like, what is wrong with white
out
people?
to Oakland. That's our thing.
Yeah.
We love calling the cops on black people.
Oh shit. Real quick. No spoilers, but just feelings. Owen, please tell me you watched Sorry to Bother You. Did you like it?
I did watch it. I just watched it with Leah, actually.
And?
Oh my god.
Yeah, me and my daughter watch a lot of gangster shows, Bonnie.
Wait.
You got to understand.
Wait, wasn't there like
Yeah,
nudity in that?
Yeah, no, there's.
Yeah, we have a system
giant
for
dongs.
nudity.
Yeah.
Wait, a man. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm just,
No.
Oh,
Listen.
you can't talk about that.
I am holding back these spoilers. You better see this goddamn movie, folks, before these spoilers get loose, because they are riling up.
Okay,
yeah.
I could talk. I could say this one thing without giving the spoiler that makes the spoiler to what you're talking about. It's basically just a documentary on Jeff Bezos' life. Like it's literally what it is. It's Amazon in a movie with black people getting jobs. That's what Sorry to Bother You is. Sorry to Bother You is Jeff Bezos' life story on how he makes $275 million a day. That's what Sorry to Bother You is.
Okay. Man, I can't wait. After show. Can we speak freely in the after show?
Yeah.
You can call back.
After show.
Yeah.
Okay.
Call back.
Okay.
All right.
For everybody who has not seen it, please go see Sorry to Bother You. It's not just a good movie, an interesting movie. It's an important movie to experience, I think.
Yeah, it is one of the rare good movies that takes a turn, and you're either going to love it or you are going to be surprised by it. But I don't know if
it will
anything-
deliver that rare and precious of all gifts, genuine
and by the
surprise.
way, you already fucked up because you waited this long to see it. That I'm spoiling the fact that there's a turn in the movie.
Correct.
Can I hype you up on one thing that just let you understand how the world works? So my friend went and saw it, and he was just like, Owen, I'm not talking to you. You go see it. As a matter of fact, because I was going over his house, and he's like, you can't even come over till you see this movie. And I'm like, dude, I gotta wait because I'm gonna go see it with the kid. And he's like, you don't know what's gonna happen. I'm like, I bet you I know what's gonna happen. He's like, no, you don't. I'm like, I do know. And I told him everything that was gonna happen in that movie, but the freakazoid thing that happened. And he's like, holy shit, how did you do that? I'm like, because it's about a black man living in a white world, and it's the same story. You just put a little freaky stuff on it. And that's how it works out. But I saw it coming. Besides the whole twist, I didn't know that was coming.
Yeah.
No, nobody saw that. And also,
No,
the rest of the shit was in the trailer. So fucking break your arm patting yourself on the back.
All right, look,
I'll call you back after the show. All right,
we'll
bye.
chat in the after show. I love you, Owen JJ Stone, a.k.a. OhDoctah. Yeah?
I have an important question.
Uh-oh. Is it about Sorry to Bother You?
James Gunn's tweets.
Well, it's kind of along that line. Do I get to call myself a round eye?
Whoa.
What the?
Wait.
My goodness.
Isn't that my word?
That's their word for you.
I know, but wait. Can I like say, hey?
No. We had the whole Huera conversation, right? She can call herself a Huera.
Yeah. Weta.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the a W sound kind of wet. Yeah.
But you only heard that with what was interesting was like you brought that up, and then we asked, and we have a number of Hispanic listeners, and they were like, no, that's not a negative term. It just means
but Bonnie was upset because the people put a little stank on it.
Correct.
Oh no!
Well, and
where
that goes,
I grew up, it was definitely negative.
That goes back to my point of was there
like,
hate in their heart? Right?
Yeah, no. There was definitely hate in their heart. When
I will say I have called myself a round eye, and I use I made a joke about me being a round eye just this last weekend.
Hey, so
do we
let's say we
do I
delete
get?
all of our episodes and the comedy albums so that we
All
can
right, how
have...
about this? Let's put it up on Twitter right now. Yes or no, should we delete our entire archive and all
Just
of our Billboard
everything.
charting comedy
Just
albums?
without prejudice, let's delete everything because clearly that's the safe
And in
thing
fact,
to do.
all new episodes from here on out will only stay on the internet for 12 hours and then will be deleted permanently.
Yeah, we'll live in the moment. That could be our new whole thing. It's like nothing before now existed. And then when somebody digs stuff up, you're like, you made that up. That didn't happen. We only exist in the moment.
Fake news. I never said that.
I
What
think-
is my college comedy album? Fake news.
I think that you guys need to delete everything if you want to continue to have a career in comedy. But if you want a career in politics, just leave it. It's good.
Can I share something that I've kept super secret for a very long time, and that will be kind of a transformative, revelatory moment that I'm really ashamed of?
Yeah.
You need a WD-40.
So the for the first 4 or 5 years that I had heard the term, I didn't know that. I guess you say the word to explain why you're ashamed of it. That I did not know that tranny was considered a derogatory term. I always thought it was a shortening of a transgender person or whatever. But I full on did not know. And granted, I'll be the first to admit, this is because most of my education came from pornography. I didn't know that that there was negative connotations about it. And then I found out, and unfortunately I found that out after I believe there is a Scam School episode where I make a trans fat trans pun or whatever, and I don't own that, and it's like that's not mine to delete, and I don't know how to delete it, and I would rather suffer the embarrassment of talking about it right now than the fear of it becoming uncovered at some point. But I'm deeply ashamed of that, and maybe that's part of the reason that I'm so big on talking about is there hate in your heart, because clearly there wasn't. I was trying to make a fucking pun. But
yeah, well, here's all right.
I just don't.
We have a couple of people saying, "Man, this is a comedy show. Why is this a social forum?" Well,
because we're
it
fucking
kind of always
awesome.
been.
That's why.
It's because it's what it's always sort of been. But we're gonna try to make comedy. So here's my actual philosophical thought on this. We have all said things that we probably regret in the past.
Yeah.
The issue is not whether or not. I think you need to remove the you from it. And you need to put all of your thought on that situation on the them. Who would hear what you said and be upset by it? Truly have stake in the game. Not people who are here to police tone necessarily, but transgender people. Like, if they heard you say it, where was their line on it? When did that was that, something that was always, and I'm asking this in pure innocence, like the conversation that needs to be had. The only thing that is true in this world when it comes to these kinds of language issues, to me, is your communication with the people that would be hurt by it, and your trying to understand that perspective. We had this whole thing on Unfriend Me today, right, about the furry community, and Scott, like many people, always, as soon as you mention furry, it becomes a sex thing. And so the joke is, oh, I bet you they really hot when they fuck in those fur suits. And there's a tail with a butt plug. Ha ha, right? And it's not that isn't some kind of element of that community. It's just that community is immediately put on the defensive when the first thing that comes out of anybody's mouth is the sex thing.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's something that you don't know unless you do the work, unless you research a little bit, unless you talk to somebody, unless you listen to somebody. And that, to me, in anything like the question that you're having, there's not a final authority that you can file it to Jesus, and then Jesus comes back and says, nope, you were in the right for saying it, or nope, you were in the wrong, and now you have to count 50 rosaries. This is an ongoing, evolving conversation that should be, if we're talking about hate speech or something that could border on it, like a conversation between you and the people for whom would find it most offensive.
That was the case,
Yeah.
but I feel like what we're seeing this week is that it's no longer the case. Now it doesn't matter that you're cool with the people who might be offended. What matters is a third party wants to use you as a scalp, as they put it.
But that's, again, this is why I think we need to kind of remove these things from the larger moral conversation about what should be said and what shouldn't be said. I want to hear Owen, as a father, say, hey, look, you mention pedo shit and you say it 10 times in a public setting when you're 40, you're fucking dead to me. And I just don't want to see, I don't care how much I love Guardians 1 and 2. I don't want to see Guardians 3 if your fingerprints are on it, because now you have fundamentally become a different person to me. I want to hear that conversation. But it's like how James Gunn got fired, that's a different thing. That is about the fact that James Gunn was an unhinged person on Twitter about Trump and would go on regular tweet threads about how much Trump was a Russian agent. It's not really about those tweets. So that's why it's like, even before we started talking, we can't really make these moral examples, because they're not. They are. This is political warfare. This is executing hostages on one side or another, and that's not a conspiracy.
But as long as I'm offloading and going to confession, also there was a moment that I tweeted out a photo of a Miller Lite beer with a Bud Light cap on it, and I believe I tweeted LOL. Captain MG called it a tranny beer, and I've never gone back to delete that, because that was back at a time that I didn't know the words meant the things and whatever. But man, I'm trying to think of everything I could just offload right now.
Look,
just get it all out. I don't want the world
by
to
the
have
way,
nothing on me.
Let me go ahead and say that we should not go along with this confessional of transgressive speech, because now all I can do is think of things that I have said in the past.
But you understand the fear, and I don't know that makes a better artistic world when we're constantly afraid of how stuff will look 10 years from now.
I feel like what's funny is drama, and then in those moments. No, this is what I'm learning from my master classes.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
You and Judd Apatow hanging out with R.L. Stein.
Real drama.
Ron Howard, you and all your boys.
Yeah, I am.
And your ladies.
And the ladies.
Annie Leibovitz.
And so, like, you talk about real shit, and then funny stuff pops out about it. And it's such a nice, there's so much tension in life. And to be able just to, like, find something that's a good release is amazing. And then sometimes and it's awful to have like the sword of Damocles over you, feeling like, well, I can never give that release because now maybe it'll have repercussion. I apparently had a second glass of wine.
It's fine. You're doing great.
But like just feeling like that might be taken away or used against you, then it's really hard just to have a release. To be able to say. Here's
all right, so Curtis the Rock makes a good point that he would almost prefer that everybody just said the things that were bad, just so it could be understood that everybody who says the things that are bad would at least know that now they are bad. That there is a marker in the sand for which you could say, when I was 16, I said this. When I'm 35, I know that is wrong. And I do very much agree with that point of view. However, I do think that we are way into the weeds on this, and maybe at another time, and maybe in a just slightly different venue, Brian and I can do our full confessional things that we know now are inappropriate thing to say. But I think for this show, this episode specifically, we can go ahead and mention that the one thing that we will never regret is patreon.com.
Oh my goodness. Do you know how we know you're truly friends? If you're still here after us not being funny and instead turning inward, that's their word, and being introspective about ourselves.
You guys found out that I wore a shirt that had lizards fucking on it.
Yes.
And you're still here.
By the way, if you listen to the beginning of this show and you're like, this isn't funny, this is a serious meditation about heavy subjects like pedophilia, rape, and AIDS, and I was not laughing at all, then fuck you. You need to be a patron and listen to the pre-show where we did a very traditionally funny pre-show where we made jokes about 90s facts jokes. There was a Rush Limbaugh thing, a Friends reference. It was comedy with a capital C. A little song, a little dance, a little seltzer down your pants comedy. So want that, be a patron. You can get it earlier than anybody else. Patreon.com/Night Attack. Just go ahead and yourself, just edit out the first segment of what actually happened.
It's just
edit in the pre-show. Bada bing, bada boom, you got yourself a fun little comedy program.
It's just that the lizards did it doggy style. They
And
did it lizard
69.
style. They were 69ing.
Yeah.
There was a lot of,
and there was no judgment about like missionary being superior to doggy or
no, they were all smiling.
They were all equally happy.
Yeah, they were having
in all of that.
great
Well,
time.
the most important thing is that when you decide to become a patron, not only do you get your very own RSS feed with the pre-show, the post-show, and everything in one giant 3-hour rock block. We double our time with you. But most importantly, if you raise your pledge or you are a new contributor, then you have a chance to randomly be selected for a thing we like to call...
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Night Attack new Patreon name chant corner hour.
It's an hour of it. Yo, I don't normally pick favorites, I normally try to be random as I pick the random person to shout out, but I'm picking a favorite because this person, by his name, represents the cross-blending of communities. The fact that we can reach out to an island across the ocean and share fans and be part of something beautiful. I want to call out the name of Joey Diamond Scoop.
Joey Diamond Scoop.
Diamond Scoop.
Joey Diamond Scoop. Diamond Scoop. Diamond Scoop. Diamond Scoop.
Diamond Scoop. Diamond Scoop. Diamond Scoop.
I would like to think he's scooping diamonds and then giving us
by
only.
The way, let's also use this to shout out the fact that we will be at Scoop Fest. I always put an S on it. Scoop Fest 2018. That is October 12th through the 14th. I think Brian and I are going to be there for the medieval times thing as well. That's going to happen on that Thursday night. It will be a fucking blast.
Yeah.
The last time we were there, it was so fun, in part because it was kind of Brian and I sleeping on a friend's couch where we could kind of just be sort of guests. And this time I don't think we're going to get that. Well, a Diamond Club, I believe, will represent in Vegas. We are going to bring it in a major way, and it will be worth your fucking money. Vegas is going to be a blast. It always is. If you want to be up until 6 o'clock in the morning with a bleary-eyed Bryce and me playing blackjack, this is your opportunity to do it.
If you want to be riding in an Uber that happens to be a karaoke live joint, then guess what? That's the place to be. Join us.
So go ahead and do that. Also, this is the moment in the show where we go ahead and go full Twitch streamer. If you are waiting to sub to the channel or give some bits, go ahead and do it right now, because Brian, there's a story that I've been meaning to tell you. You know, Knots was telling me the other day how to sail.
Wait, to sail? I mean, I learned from W. Scottus 1, but I like in a boat?
Yo, sure, yeah. You know, I have a schooner called Eli Experth that will bring me across the Lake George.
Oh, just like the Ben Franklin did back when he crossed the Delaware.
Indeed. Well, the sun bun was in my eyes as I looked at the sun's anus.
Curtis LaRock is shaking his head right now. He doesn't seem to like this. He seems to think this is a real ice bug.
Geez, I haven't heard that since my grandfather. Chopkins 98 told me.
The 98 was for 1898, before there was flavored toothpaste.
Oh, indeed. Well, Chimera 96. That stands for 1796, the year chimeras were invented.
Indeed, along with Hendo Tadpool, the world's first pornography theater for frogs.
Where Ulfers, the first male porn star, made his debut.
And he Waka Waka lips, more like Wanka Wanka lips. Sorry. I was just rolling with what I had in front of me.
Wanka Wanka lips. Get that in the fucking title contention.
Now you'll never direct a Disney film, Brian. God, I can't trust you with anything.
Oh, God damn.
All right. Hey, Bryce, we got a game?
It's also okay if we don't. We went a bit long on that initial stuff.
I do have a game. It is a little longer. I don't know how to play that. I don't know how you guys want to do this.
Can we cut it down to 5 questions?
We can do that, and we'll just play the other half in the after show. How about that?
Yeah.
How about we do that? Okay.
Okay.
So I want to give a big thanks.
High stakes. We don't have a lot of room for error here.
You know what? Here. Yo.
I always pulled out the money clip.
10 American U.S. dollars. We're actually gambling.
You are?
That's a real thing.
Is that legal?
I'm gambling with money. Oh, you
Wait.
motherfucker.
Oh, Justin's got the thing. He's got his bag of coins.
Wait,
there's money in
wait.
there. There are no coins in there.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Should have gotten more.
Wait. If you were a magician, you'd know how to do that right.
No, if you were a magician, you would say, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 coins, but if I throw away 1, 2, 3
I swear to
of
God,
them-
We're just
There
doing
are
everything people hate tonight, huh?
There are 2 runners that we can never stay away from.
my
It is
God.
Shitty Magician's Patter and Billy Joel.
All right, so I want to give a big thanks to Keith. He goes by.
Because, by the way, in the River of Dreams, I found one.
I want to thank Keith who sent the idea for this in. He goes by RevoTech73 in the chat room. Thank you, Thief. Thank you, Keith, rather.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Stop. So he found out that IMDb does a really interesting thing with its with movies, right? You know, it has a lot of good information. You know, directed by, produced by, written by, screenplay by.
It's almost like an internet movie database.
Yes. Well, one of
By the way, quit making me log into your app. Fucking IMDb. Eat shit. I'm not logging in. I just want to see who directed Splash.
yeah, their mobile site is awful. It's awful. So one of the things that they have on there is tags. You can tag a film with what you think
This
is
is
applicable.
community
Keywords.
driven.
Yes.
Right,
yeah,
got it.
Keywords. So what Keith devised
Even
was,
if you're a cat, you're a keyword cat. Thank you. I'm glad Bonnie liked it. That's all I needed. You know what? None of you guys.
Y'all don't matter.
That's fine.
And it's never been more clear.
So we're going to play. We are going to play a bit of movie. Right? We're going to play bit of movie.
Okay.
We're going to go through 5 movies and ramping up in difficulty, and we're going to play this with as
Somebody said I actually just booed out loud. They're
Funkaroo-
sitting alone in front of a
Funkrious?
computer.
That's fine.
And
Yeah,
they booed me.
Brian got booed up.
Funkrious? Is that how you say
Yeah,
it?
Funkarious.
Funkarious. Yeah.
so
I love you guys.
we're playing a bit of movie in the style of Name That Tune.
Okay.
You have there are 10 keywords for the movies I'm about to give you.
Okay.
And you're going to bid how many keywords you need to name that movie.
Oh, Jesus.
So I'll tell you this. I'm going to tell you this now. It gets pretty difficult. It starts easy,
So
but
be conservative
just be
in
a
our
little
numbers.
conservative.
Our first movie, I will bid 11 keywords.
I only have 10.
Oh, I'll take
You're
10.
gonna- Okay, 10.
Yeah, 9.
Now we're starting with the easiest ones here. So this is a
9.
level
8.
1.
8. 8.
Brian
8.
says 8. Justin
7.
says 7.
Keyword that kookaburra, you cracker. Sorry. No, sorry.
No Disney films for
Justin.
you.
Here are your 7 keywords. 1. Famous score. 2. Escape. 3. Sabotage. 4. Paleontology. 5. Secret Island. 6. Chaos Theory. 7. Tyrannosaurus Rex.
I'm going to give you 8 of Jeff Goldblum. 9 is Unix. 10 is Hold On to Your Butts.
Miss Congeniality. No, Jurassic Park, of course.
Show me Jurassic Park. Oh no! That's right, it's Jurassic Park.
You clever girl.
Yeah, nice.
I'm gonna give you 1 point for that, Justin. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. That was
yeah,
very.
no, thank you a lot. This is
the
this
way,
is our
only
sincere
5
thank you
questions.
corner hour.
There's only 5 questions, Brian.
I've gotten 1/5 of the total points
That's
by
right.
Brian's cowardly bidding.
We're gonna go to difficulty level 2. We have 10 clues. Justin, you're gonna start first. You have 10 keywords that you can bet.
I will say 10 keywords is my pick.
You coward! I'm gonna say 6.
6, says Brian. Ooh.
Hey, name that flick, you dick.
I like this idea of us naming the show as we're doing it. I'm down with that.
Brian, here are your 6 keywords.
Yeah.
Future.
Mm.
Dystopia.
Mm.
Fugitive. Neo-noir. Mega corporation. Existentialism.
I
Wait.
think.
A dystopian story with a mega corporation?
Yeah, that's right. And I don't think I'm out of line by saying,
Ooh.
Babe 2, Pig in the City. No, it's definitely Blade Runner. It's definitely Blade Runner.
You got me for a minute thinking like, oh, we fucking forgot Blade Runner. It is Blade Runner.
Okay, good.
I lost the soundboard here. Okay.
I would love Babe 3, Pig in the cyberverse, and he's got like a glowing red eye and shit.
Yes.
He's got like a mech body that he controls, and yet maybe in this future world, sheep are the proletariat and they're being abused, and he reminds them. He goes Baremu, and it like waves throughout and it awakens something in them, and then they reach up and they take over. No. Just me? Okay.
That's fine. No, I'm enthralled in the pitch, Brian.
Well, okay.
Do you want me to clap for you? Good.
That movie sounds a lot. That movie sounds a lot better than that piece of shit Animal Farm.
I think
Get
that
fucked, Orwell. Ba, 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 ba.
Babe Runner. Babe Runner. Pig in the shitty.
Pig in the Shitty is very good
goodness,
too.
shitty. I think Babe sends out a message to everybody by the birds, and then he gets taken out because of his tweets. That was really a stinker.
It was
It would be very rude of me to boo audibly right now, Bonnie.
Brought us
But
back.
No, that if you're thinking, wow, it seems like Brian and Bonnie are just trying to make each other laugh right now, that's exactly what's happening.
I'm sorry.
level 3. We're gonna start. It's all tied up. Brian's got one. Just got one. We're going to start with Brian here on the bidding. You can bid up to 10 keywords for this film.
7.
Brian says 7.
6.
Justin says 6.
Have sex with that pig, Justin. And by competing, you admit that you love having sex with pigs. This is a binding contract in Connecticut law.
It's a snappy name for the game.
Oh, you love to have sex with pigs.
Oh, Jesus. All right. Here are your 6 keywords. Kidnapping. Let me get through them. Damn.
I bet you love this, Justin. I bet you love this. I bet you're so glad you entered this binding contract under Connecticut law.
Justin, I'll start over. Kidnapping.
Go on.
Mad scientist. Victim. Sadism. Language barrier. And American abroad.
Is it hostile?
Justin, your answer of hostile is...
For what it's worth, I thought the exact same thing.
Brian, I'm going to give you one more clue. And we'll go back and forth giving additional clues. In the case that the first guesser does not get it, here's clue 7. Defecation.
It's got to be Human Centipede.
Yeah.
That's the warmest reception that movie's title has ever received.
That's right. It is.
Yeah, I
the
should have known
Human
mad scientists. Yeah, because I guess there's just like a
Yeah, Hostel was one.
pervert doctor in Hostel.
But it did throw me off, the like language barrier thing.
Yeah, because the Japanese guy in Human Centipede. Who was
I only saw the South Park interpretation, but there was also a Japanese guy in that one.
Yep, that's where they got it.
All right.
All right. All right, so that puts Brian at 2 points. Justin's got 1. We're gonna go to level 4. Boom, boom. And we're gonna start with Justin. You have 10 keywords to bet.
6.
Justin says 6. Brian.
Admit that you approve of the demonization of transgressive tweets by
I'm glad we're going back
entering
as
this
well.
verbal
Are we
contract.
not even rhyming anymore? I thought the rhyming was like the bit.
It
Or
was.
anything about bidding in keywords or IMDb or movies.
All
or
I'm saying
cinema.
is
You flagrantly saying that I am in defiance of Connecticut law.
I mean, name that nerd.
Okay, there we go. Here are your 6 keywords, Justin. Number 1, pianist.
Is it the pianist?
No. Number 2, rehearsal. 3, movie theater. 4, listening to a car radio. 5,
That's a tag?
it is.
Like, who's searching for movies like, I want a movie where somebody listens to a car radio?
the audience of
I love
IMDb.com.
Paradise by the Dashboard Lights, but where's the movie?
4 is listening to a car radio. 5, meet cute. That's MEET, meet cute. And 6, quitting a job.
Man, shit just got real.
One more time. Pianist.
Yeah. All right, yeah, go say them again.
Pianist. Rehearsal. Movie theater. Listening to a car radio. Meet cute. And quitting a job.
Star Trek 4, The Voyager one. I'm just throwing that out
The
there.
space radios?
Yeah.
Space car radios?
Yeah.
Justin is refilling his thinking juice.
Is it?
It's Undercover Brother.
Is it La La Land?
Justin, your answer of La La Land is... Where is it?
Oh!
That's right.
Somebody saw La La Land.
Somebody
Wait,
saw.
wait, Justin, would I?
You wanna know? There's some other people. We only wrote this 3 songs for the movie that should have probably 9 songs, but we're just gonna sing these same 3 songs all the time and then lose to Moonlight. Ba-doop boop.
Oh, hey, Justin, should I watch La La Land?
I like La La Land. It was really well done. It's got a really good cast. There's a very weird plot line where Ryan Gosling gets a really, really good job in a good John Legend band that we're supposed to believe is the worst possible hell for an artist. But by and large, it's worth watching. And the 3 songs that they did bother to fucking write for the movie were really good. It's just one of those that you hear the first 3 songs and you're like, oh shit, it's a movie musical, unlike any I've ever seen before. And then they just keep singing the same 3 songs over and over.
Aw. Okay.
All right, we are moving on to our 5th and final round.
Holy
It's
shit.
all tied up.
A tiebreaker.
Oh, yeah, hold on. Tiebreaker alarm.
Yeah!
We're back.
Back!
All right, this is a class 5 level.
Category 5.
Category
Category.
You have 10 keywords. Brian, we're starting the bidding with you.
10 keywords?
Yes.
4.
4.
Whoa.
Justin.
Yeah.
Will you beat
Hi,
4?
glad you could join us. Here's the format.
I'm sorry. I was just in my head arguing with Kuhan because he's like, it's not hell for any artist. It's just hell because Ryan Gosling sold out. But you can open a jazz club with the money you're making on tour. This is not an A-B thing. You can do it. You can hire somebody else. Does he really need to be there polishing every fucking glass? No, he wants to open the jazz club so he can play jazz when he's not playing music professionally. It's better for me to take the fucking money and open a goddamn jazz club. I didn't realize there was this much pent-up rage about La La Land.
Oh, I regret going with 4. I should have gone with like all of them.
Brian has bid 4. Justin.
That song was a banger. All right. I would say, name that film. Scumbag.
Oh, there you go. There you go. That now you're in improv territory. All right, Justin,
all right.
Brian.
Yeah,
Here are your
yeah.
4 keywords.
All right. I only need 4.
And you're only gonna get them.
You know what? God only made 4 elements, and I only need 4 keywords to name any movie.
What?
I was talking to God, and I was like, why did you
4
fire,
elements?
water, air, and earth? Why did you make any more? You could have made more. And
Like
he said,
Xeon or Neon?
yeah, well, that's what he said. I was
Xeon
like,
girl
I
of
was
the
like,
21st century.
that's not a real thing.
Wait, isn't there something?
I mean, but I was paying for lunch, so God was cool with it.
Zinc?
Yeah, no,
Zinc
that's not
an
true.
element?
That's an app. God, what are you doing? I keep explaining to you. You can't just make up new elements. I mean, I know you can, but it's not fair.
Well, go for it.
Come
You-
at me,
Indeed.
God.
There we go. Shots fired across the bow at God.
No, heart. That's right. Heart is the 5th element.
Yeah, that's right. All right, here are your 4 keywords. CGI. Title spoken by character. Disaster film. And hurricane. If you don't get
Probably
this,
the hurricane.
if you don't get this right, Justin will get an additional clue.
Say him again.
CGI. Title spoken by character. Disaster film. Hurricane.
It's not a hurricane movie.
Twister?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking Twister. Like, where they're
Did
like,
they say Twister and Twister?
only a million fucking times.
Oh my gosh.
It's just like,
I
they're
just that was like the first movie we went to
yeah,
together
you know,
as
when
a
we were
date.
dating. Yeah.
Yeah,
And we
then
both noticed the bad editing where it's like the amber waves of grain just snap at some point, and then both of us like look at each other like, did that just happen?
And
like,
clearly
yeah.
the purple mountains majesty were like lumetry effects.
Yes,
Those
exactly.
mountains are blue and we all know
And
it.
then meanwhile, Brian had really played this movie up, going, "Yeah, the CGI is supposed to be really great."
Yeah,
That's
I
why
was
we're
wrong
doing
about
this."
that. Look,
Yeah.
I've been wrong about you shouldn't have married me. That's what I said.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Twister. Even though there's no hurricane in
There's
Twister.
no hurricane. It's not called hurricane.
I'm with you, man, but I'm not the one making these keywords.
I mean, the keywords haven't been wrong yet.
I mean, okay.
You got complaints? You want to go to the complaint department?
I mean, name one disaster movie that has a hurricane in it.
All right, well, it's not Twister.
Hold on. Let's take a moment. You know what? I hereby swear fealty to your team, Justin. I will be
Yeah.
your advisor and your thrall. My kingdom
Sure.
now belongs to you. My only hope is that we can unite to defeat Bryce.
To defeat
okay?
me before you get to the 10th keyword?
Do we get 10 keywords?
Well, you go back and forth until you get it right. You could if Justin doesn't get
All
this
right, I am your thrall to the extent that it gets me in the game until we get to the 7th keyword.
All right. Yeah. Well, what is the next keyword?
Here are all of your keywords, Justin. CGI. Title spoken by character. Disaster film. Hurricane. Cult film.
I think the last one was pretty important.
CGI. Title spoken by character. Disaster film. Hurricane. Cult film.
Is it 2012?
No way. Like, what character in that movie says it's the year 2012? I guess the person projecting that
Probably
2012.
Stanley Tucci or somebody. I
Yeah,
don't know who's
probably.
in that fucking
No, you're
movie.
right, you're right.
Probably Stanley Tucci.
Okay.
Well, your answer of 2012 is
And you'll always be a loser.
incorrect. Now, Brian, are you still playing? I don't.
No, I'm in.
You're in?
But
Okay.
but I dedicate my victory, my impending victory,
To
Justin Robert Young, to the memory of Justin Robert Young.
All right. Well, what's the next
Yo,
one?
Number 6.
yo,
Number 6.
this one's for you, Justin.
Yeah.
Number 6. CGI. Title spoken by character.
What would
Disaster
Jay
film.
Wise?
Hurricane. Cult film. Repelling.
Repelling. It's got to be Sharknado, right? I've never seen the movie, but I would imagine somebody says, "Oh, there's all those
I don't
sharks
know, Brian.
in
I mean,
a
it could be
tornado."
something else, like just to keep the bit going.
It could be Sharknado because you're reading the chat.
I mean, it could be.
Everybody's like,
No,
Sharknado, Sharknado, Sharknado.
You know what? I'm gonna go with cliffhanger. Cliffhanger is my official answer.
Oh man, this is a real cliffhanger.
I hope a hurricane doesn't come while I'm hanging on this cliff. Your answer of cliffhanger
I'm
is
a real cliffhanger.
not right.
Shit.
Justin, your 7th keyword is Los Angeles, California. You have CGI, title spoken by character, disaster film, hurricane, cult film, repelling Los Angeles, California.
Hey man.
Oh,
as
real.
you're-
No, I got this one, Brian.
2012, right?
Big Grant says I get this in one take.
Okay.
Moonlight.
It's not even the right coast, Justin. You didn't get the right coast.
No.
No, it's not. Oh, sorry.
And you'll always be a
Oh,
loser.
God, you're so
All
close.
right,
You're
50.
so close.
All right, hold on, wait a minute.
Wait, I gotta guess.
1, 2, 3.
I think it's Splash.
Bonnie, you think it's Splash?
No, that makes sense because it took place in New York.
Well, no, the next one. All right.
Oh,
what
got it.
was-
Okay, all right.
Number 8.
Yeah.
Eaten Alive.
So read them all back to me again.
CGI.
Yeah.
Title spoken by character.
Yeah.
Disaster film. Hurricane. Cult film.
Okay.
Repelling.
Yeah.
Los Angeles, California. Eaten Alive.
Primer. We're talking about Primer. The time travel surprise sci-fi flick that gave us
2002.
Yeah, Primer.
Okay, sure.
With all, that was my favorite part of Primer was all the CGI. When they're in the.
And the fact they
they're
were
in
like
the-
they kept saying like, "Oh, well this is a real primer, isn't it?"
Here's the
Yeah.
primer to my
It's like, all right.
crime.
Hey, wait. Hey, we're inventing a time travel machine in our garage. All right, quick primer. We're friends, and we're inventing a time travel machine in our garage. And they
Yeah.
said, cool.
And even though it looks like we're shooting this in Dallas, let's remind ourselves that we're actually in Los Angeles.
California.
Quick primer. Also, let's hop in the CGI machine so that we can make money in the stock market. Also,
Exactly. And then,
lose our.
because you know they're in LA because one of them walks up into the garage where they're inventing the time machine and he's in a wetsuit and he's like, "Shaka, brah, I just came back from surfing, cutting up some sweet waves. Quick primer, that's where I was earlier today."
Yeah, I feel really good
Okay.
about this answer. Primer.
Your answer, primer, is
You're fired. Get
Oh
out of here.
no!
not right.
God.
God damn it.
Number 9.
Man, this one's really going down to the wire, Brian.
Oh man, Justin.
Number 9.
Wait, is it The Wire? Oh no, that's a
it's
TV
not.
show.
No, that's a TV show. Yeah.
Okay.
That's right. Number 9. School bus.
School bus.
CGI. Title spoken by character. Disaster film. Hurricane. Cult film. Repelling Los Angeles, California. Eaten Alive. And school bus.
Oh, fuck, I got it.
Yeah.
Game over. Game over, dog.
Yeah.
Game over. Say it one more time.
CGI. Title spoken by character. Disaster film. Hurricane. Cult film. Repelling Los Angeles, California. Eaten Alive. School bus.
Punch Drunk Love.
That does make sense. Paul Thomas Anderson, and it's the
Adam
vehicle.
Sandler
Yeah. No. Never saw it, but all of that tracks.
collects all the tops of the cans, becomes like a millionaire.
Yeah.
Got Baby Sisters.
Yeah.
Falls in Love. It's the only Paul Thomas Anderson movie under an hour and 45 minutes. You know, fucking also CGI in Los Angeles, disaster movie. And at some point, Adam Sandler looks right in that actress's face, whose name I forget, and says, "I think I'm in Punch Drunk Love."
Yeah. Yeah. No. All of that tracks. All of that tracks. Is that right?
Your answer, Punch Drunk Love, is
Fuck. It's all down to me, Justin. God damn it.
God, I'm really excited for you to win this in my honor.
Well, I hope I get it right. Otherwise, we'll
super
just
weird,
end up
'cause I
tied.
This should be Justin's clue.
It's fine. Okay, yeah.
Or
yeah.
no. Oh, no, you're right. You're right. It's Brian. It's
Yeah,
Brian.
no, it's Brian's.
Okay. Brian, here is your 10th clue. We're going to give you all of them. one more
Okay,
time.
give me all of them. Give me all of them.
CGI. Title spoken by character.
Yeah.
Disaster
Yep.
film.
Yep.
Hurricane.
Okay.
Cult film. Repelling. Los Angeles, California. Eaten alive. School bus. And shark.
And what?
Shark.
Shark. Oh, shit. No, that does sell it. It is the TV show Riptide, where they rode around on a boat, and there was two cool guys and the one nerdy guy. And remember, he said, watch out for that Riptide. Also, this is a movie, even though you think it's a TV show. Let's ride around in a boat and solve crimes,
Bill,
I guess.
What was that famous CGI scene?
Oh.
Where, the old CGI scene with the school bus?
Yeah, well, this is back when CGI stood for Crummy Grandma Initiative. And she was just like, why don't you play canasta? And they did.
And they gave her screen time.
They did. She's like,
We got to get this old bitch on camera. Get her on film.
The canasta grandma initiative.
You're going to reel at that, Justin. Come on.
I take offense to that statement.
I feel real good about that. Yeah, the canasta grandma initiative. I'm there.
Your answer of the TV show Riptide is not right. What did I do to deserve that?
All right, well, Bryce, Jesus fucking Christ. We've guessed everything that it could possibly be. I'm starting to think that it's not any of these things. What is it?
It was Kung Pao, Enter the Fist.
Oh, God damn it. I thought for sure it was PCU.
No,
No,
it was.
Sorry, the orphan alert has got to go off. Because I don't know. You guys skated right by it.
Fuck. I'll say it before you do. Deathbed 2, The Bed That Eats.
Point of No Return, starring that girl.
Stop or my mom will shoot.
It's Brazil.
Brazil by Terry Gilliam.
It's Brazil.
Death becomes her.
No, of course. You called it. It is Sharknado.
Sharknado.
I would like that line stricken for the record because it makes me look like I ruined the bit too early. And I'm afraid.
So can we dissect this?
No, you're right. I mean, let's just strike it from the record. Just in fact, I want you to edit that out.
That's not happening.
That's
definitely not happening.
Brian, this is actually just coming in right now.
Oh no.
I don't know how to tell you this, but
Jesus.
there's a concerted effort to get you kicked off the modern road
God
because
damn it.
they've unearthed audio of you ruining the bit
God damn it.
earlier this hour.
up. It's
Yeah, I
fucked
know
up.
you thought you had stricken it from the record, but turns out it's being brought up. And yeah, you've actually just been let go from the modern road because you ruined the bit earlier this hour.
Oh, jeez. Wow.
What a load off.
All right,
You're gonna do a little diamond
Hold on.
time,
Wait.
diamond time where you can shout out this project.
one more time. Thank you to Keith, Revotech73. We're going to email you for your address. You get stickers from stickersordif.com. If you have an idea for a game or you came up with the game, send it to mail at nightattack.tv. We use them. We've been using them a lot lately. We have a lot of great ones that came in. Thank you guys. And we're going to play another round of this in the after show.
Yeah.
Diamond time. Go ahead to reddit.com/r/Diamond Club or diamondclub.reddit.com. And you can shout out your projects. It's at a big old sticky post at the top of the page. Husky Caucasian leads us off today. Hello, Diamond Club. Are you looking for delicious new recipes? Do you want to support a military family? My sister is a pastry school graduate who married a member of the Air Force and has moved around a lot over the last years. After years of development, she has finally finished writing her first cookbook. To Deliciousness and Beyond is a 130-page cookbook featuring over 50 dessert, beverage, and bread recipes, some of them based on her military travels. It's now available on Kickstarter. If you enjoy delicious homemade recipes developed by a pastry school graduate and an awesome sister, visit YOLO420.com/cookbook. That's YOLO420.com/cookbook, or search Kickstarter for To Deliciousness and Beyond Cookbook. Help support my sister and her family.
Ryder 358 writes, "Hey, Diamond Club, do you want a gaming channel without all the annoying and over-the-top yelling? My butter Tater Raider has just started such a channel, complete with calm. Sometimes Bob Ross like commentary." Sorry, that was me trying to ruin the exact vibe that they were trying to sell. "He posts multiple videos every week. You can find his latest Skyrim video at bit.ly/all caps YOLO420 fish chips swag, 2 S's in there. It would mean the world to me if you would take a look at his channel. Thank you very much."
Hey guys, I think we were a little late to turn contest mode off. If you can refresh, I think we've got some higher ranking posts in that thread.
So you're judging.
They've already been judged by the people who listen to this.
Oh, shit. All right. Then real quick, Mike TV is performing a house party outside of Cincinnati, Ohio in northern Kentucky on July 27th at 8 p.m. Doors open at 7:30. Email violentrobots@gmail.com for the address. That is from Hot Beverages.
Meanwhile, MAJ8614 writes, Yo, Diamond Club, Michael here. Longtime listener and supporter. I've started a new podcast called Hypothetical. Hypothetical. Got it. Hypothetical, which digs deep into outrageous hypothetical situations. My first guest was the always amazing Mike TV, and we riffed on who we would share breakfast tacos with and what kind of airlines we would start. Check it out at bit.ly/YOLO Hyper, HYPER. Would love to hear any feedback and who you would love to guest on the future episodes. Again, it's hypothetical at bit.ly/YOLO Hyper. Thanks, and no
hobo.
No holograms.
No,
But, I mean, look, we sold shirts with it. We
Okay.
might as well say no hobo.
Got
Hey, folks, if you want to shout out your project right here in the program, reddit.com/r/Diamond Club. And of course, that leads us into the end of the show because we don't do the movie draft minute anymore.
Oh, I thought we did the movie draft minute. It sounds like you're trying to skip that because we're losing.
No, I certainly didn't have to go to a barbecue with Brett and John this weekend. So I certainly don't want to never talk about this season again.
When you say Brett, you're talking about Brett the Insufferable Amtrekker. His name that everybody calls him. Brett the Insufferable Amtrekker.
No. I think you're misremembering it. His name when he traveled across the country was Brett the Asshole.
Well, but now he prefers to go by the Insufferable. So let's give him that much at least.
I mean, I guess we can always go there and then play this piece of legacy audio.
Welcome to your Movie Draft Minute presented by CosmicRadio.tv for the week of July 23rd, 2018. I'm your host, Roberto Villegas. And with 4 movies remaining, our coverage will be ending soon, and I honestly don't see the rankings changing anytime soon, but who knows? Maybe Slenderman will pull it through. Team Chips Bitch is in 6th place with Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again, bringing in $39.8 million to bring the total to $439.7 million. Team Core Killers is in 5th place with $453 million. Team Tell It Anyways in 4th place, $424.6 million. Team Night Attack is in 3rd place, $690.4 million. Team DTNS is in 2nd place, $766.8 million. And in 1st place with a whopping $836.9 million. It's Team John Trekker. And that is your Movie Draft Minute for the week of July 23rd, 2018.
They're going to hit $1 billion.
Fucking billion, those fuckers.
Fucking billion. They're going to hit a motherfucking billion. Those fucking billion fuckers. Their cocks over all that money.
That was some shit I didn't think was possible anymore as those revenues have declined. And yet, there they are. They're going to fucking top $1 billion with Mission Impossible.
And I have heard this is the best Mission Impossible yet.
I know that when we went
All right, Xenu, crank it.
It's because of the artificial facing.
Oh yeah. Wait, artificial faces?
Hey, speaking of which,
I just made that up, but that's the
well,
word.
no. I mean,
No. It was the reason why Superman had an artificial face.
Yeah, Superman had the artificial.
No. But also, you've heard the stories that like it's in all of his contracts that Tom Cruise does not age past 50. Like it's now baked into every contract that they age him to be under 50.
That they do all the digital aging to make sure
Correct.
that
Correct.
he is always.
Speaking
50
of which, separate thing. Did you see the trailer for Glass?
No, I didn't. I actually haven't yet.
Okay, maybe we'll watch that in the after show. I'm pretty sure they did some digital thinning on Mr. Glass.
I would not be shocked because that is now that has become easier to do, or at least more commonplace to do.
Yep.
I would not be surprised that people are like, oh shit, we can just make everybody look exactly like they're supposed to look in my head.
Yep.
Go.
By the way, now's a good time to remind everybody that you get much more show if you're a patron. Join us for the entire after show where we're going to talk about a lot of stuff and we'll probably argue about a lot of stuff. But also we will show Justin the Glass trailer. And we love you guys, man. Every Tuesday night. It's the best night of the night. And our patrons are the favorite people on the planet.
Absolutely. Hey, listen, folks. Sometimes we got these shows that go a little sideways, but to be honest, man, I think these are the best shows.
I agree.
These are the shows that kind of made us what we are. And if you are still with us and you never heard a show like that before, hopefully you got something out of it. But thank you for being with us. Big shout out to OhDoctah for coming on short notice and talking about something that 99% of all humans don't want to jump in unprepared to a show to talk about. We of course always love Owen, and go ahead and subscribe to Jury. You can find the RSS feed on my Twitter, Justin R. Young, or just go ahead and search. It's the same RSS. If you've ever subscribed to Jury before, then it's the same thing. So go ahead and get it on wherever podcasts are found.
Yeah, and in a controversial episode where we talk about controversy, let me say something totally uncontroversial from the bottom of my heart. Die in a fire, motherfuckers.
See you next Tuesday.
Eat shit, you pieces of garbage.
Fuck Brett Rounceville.
Yeah, fuck Brett Rounceville. Brett the insufferable Rounceville.
Good night.
You made it sweet.
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.
More like ass trekker, am I right? Yeah, you like fucking that ass? Yes, man. Does the yes stand for yes?
Wait. What does yes mean?
The yes?
No, yes.
Yes. I
yes
mean,
is a way of saying yes.
Your legs make a Y, and there's an ass in the middle.
No. This is important because
What?
I think Josie's saying yes. No, I don't think she knows. I think people.
That just undercut my whole bit entirely.
Sorry. Or she said something. I don't know.
Bonnie, trust me when I say that.
Shit. We forgot to shout out the bit thing. We forgot our bit thing. We forgot our
shit.
bit.
Well, yeah.
What
Our bit thing. Our bit leader.
Is there any way that we can record a thing and get it stitched onto the end?
Yeah.
It won't
maybe
go under the music.
Oh, please! If only you had the power, Bryce, to keep the recording going up until this moment, where we could say J.H. Meyer the I 13 is the winner.
And of course, big shout out to Yo Chananon, the 613 and Renegoo for the bits. You guys are the win, place, and show for our bit derby.
Yeah.
So you just want to put that whole thing?
I mean, I know it's crazy. And we don't have the authority to ask you to do this, but I tell you what, I care so much that these guys contributed that maybe this could be the end of and then after this. In fact, let's just in case,
we're continuing.
Justin.
This is still the
Yeah.
I mean, if this were the episode, and it's not up to us, it's up to you in your
No.
benevolence. But if it were, it seems like we should punch out with something after this, like see you in the after show, patrons. Talking about patrons. All right. Love you guys. Bye. Bye. Except for the patrons who we're still partying with.
Yeah.